interest does the state represent in the Meyiwa case? And there's a point that I want us to revisit because it's very, very important. In fact, it can tell us the outcome of this case before we can even reach the conclusion. That's why I had to re-emphasize this point. And the question again is, whose interest does the state represent? We heard of a term called state capture. It therefore painted the idea that state organs have been captured by certain individuals for their own benefit. Whether that was right or wrong, it's neither here or there, but the question is, whose interest does the state represent in the Meyiwa case? The question was necessitated by what the judge Rotamakwateng in the latest judgment in this thing called trial within a trial. Remember that some people were saying we shouldn't use this, and then some people were saying we should use this and all the stuff, and then the judge ran that a judgment. It is what he said in the judgment itself that made me go like, wait a minute. What? The judge said the state represent the public interest. In the case of Senzo Meyiwa, the public interest is not represented by the state, but rather it is represented by the defense. Did you just hear that? Well, wait a minute. I need us to talk about this because I need to unpack certain things that are happening here, provided that you're interested. If you are interested, then please stick around. As you stick around, there are a few things that I'm requesting from you guys, and those things are subscribe, like the video, comment in the comment section below, share this video, and guys, please watch this video until the end. You need to watch the ads. Doing all these things, it does help out a lot in terms of the algorithm to promote this video and spread it to more people. The power is in your hands. Speaking about the fact that the power is in your hands, somebody whose power was in their hands decided that we are going to use our power in a certain way. Let me remind you, the NDPP said they did not decline to prosecute all the people that were in the house. They are saying, pending the outcome of the current case, that's when they will decide whether or not they are going to prosecute they that were in the house or not. You know what it means? Whose interest? Remember, that's the question you're trying to answer. Whose interest does the state represent in the Meyiwa case? Whose interest does the state represent? Why didn't they just say, we have found substantial evidence, and therefore, because we have found substantial evidence, we are going to charge you. Hey guys, this thing, it doesn't give me peace. Let me take you a little bit back. Attorney Tobane said, these people can appear without being in court. Without being in jail. You can just subpoena them and tell, okay, there's a word for it. But you can call them. They can go to court as people who are suspects in this case. Right? So it's possible, it's doable, but they did not choose the familiar path. Going back, they said they will wait pending the outcome of the current case. Then they will decide whether or not they are going to prosecute them. Right? let me ask this question. Is this a battle of justice or it's a battle of protecting people? You know why I'm saying that? If it was you and I being suspects, definitely sure we will be there. Why these ones have special favors? Why? One. Two, my problem with everything that is happening there is, if you are saying to them, I am going to prosecute you only if I find it fit to do so pending the outcome of the current case, you know what you are saying to them? You are saying to them, sorry guys, I said this before. Way before I invited Attorney Tobane in my podcast. I said, my problem with this is that you are saying to them, if you want to bribe people, go and bribe people. People will do whatever it takes to avoid prison. Well, allegedly. So you are giving them a chance to save themselves. And they will use that because nobody wants to go to prison, right? Furthermore, in that judgment, the judge says the state represents the public interest. But I said, my problem with this is the state represents public interest, but also the state have got the resources, right? If the state have the resources, it makes their job easier. But in this case, the defense has, the defense, because let's not lie, guys. 80 to 95% of people in the Meyiwa case will keep saying, they say that, they say that they don't believe that these are the right people, right? That's why the case is trending, and you can look at the public sentiment there. You can go to TikTok, look at what people are saying. Go to Facebook, look at what people are saying. Go to Twitter, look at what people are saying. Go to YouTube, just look at what people are saying about the case. Very few people, minority. So the state in this case, it is representing a minority, right? I'm going to come back to this point. But then let's go to this one, which is important. The defense represent the public interest in this case. The problem is, do they have enough resources to execute the task? No, I don't. I don't believe they do have enough resources. Speaking about this enough resources, right? But the state have resources. The question is, how is it that the state ended up representing a minority out of, you know what I'm saying? You know, that could only mean one thing. If you represent a minority, for instance, if you represent the rich people in this country who are a minority, it could only mean that they've got financial muscle to pull certain things and make sure that certain things are happening the way they want it because they've got the financial muscle. If you take that and you go to the Meyiwa case and you say, let me see if, or let me check. If, for instance, we are trying to test this, right? Because we already established a precedent to say, a presidency to say, if ever there's a whenever rich people want whatever they want to do to be done, the way they want to do it, usually they will use the media and all the stuff because they've got the financial muscle. But in this case, I am going to ask you this question. If you take that take that presidency and you say, okay, let's look at it and weigh it against this, the Meyiwa case. Could it be that the people that are being represented in the Meyiwa case basically have the financial muscle to pull all the strings? You know what I'm saying? That's why the state can find itself in a position where it represents minority instead of representing the public interest in this case, because they themselves know exactly that they are working against the public. They themselves know exactly that whatever they are doing, they are actually not representing the public interest, but rather a few minority, right? So that could only mean one thing: whoever they are representing is moneyed. Allegedly. Don't forget to use that word. Allegedly. This is me trying to put 1 + 1 together. And now that I've done this, putting 1 + 1 together, I want you to take this journey with me. Let's try and find out whose interest do they represent and why. Because they are not representing the interest of us in general. They are not representing the interest of you and I in the Meyiwa case. You and I, we have said it very much clear that we believe that these are not the right people. We believe that these people, they might have been guilty of certain crimes, but we don't believe that they are guilty for they have anything to do in the Meyiwa case. We don't believe that these are the right people that needs to be prosecuted for that. Number two, our problem is that we have heard Kelly Khumalo's name being mentioned in a negative way. Look, when the state called Colonel, it's Colonel or Lambasta Steyn? Is it Colonel? I think so. I don't know. When the state called Lambasta Steyn, he painted a picture of hitmen that were busy or were in conversation with Kelly Khumalo. Right. So we have heard her being mentioned in a negative way. But the question I want to ask is, what is it that has happened or that will happen as a result of such testimony? I don't believe that there's anything that is going to surprise us, because the state in this current case have even testified, or they have put it on record that they've got no intentions to call Kelly Khumalo. And mind you, who is Kelly Khumalo? Kelly Khumalo is actually not just a witness, but an eyewitness. Kelly Khumalo, let me remind you what happened. Zandi Khumalo painted a story that she ran into the bathroom. Togo ran into the bedroom. Tumelo ran into the bedroom. Mtogo ran outside. Mtogo ran into the neighbor. Longwe ran outside. So, in the house, the people that were left was, one, the intruders, the two intruders, right? Two, the deceased, Senzo Meyiwa. Three, it was the mother of Kelly Khumalo and Kelly Khumalo herself. So Kelly Khumalo, she is not just a witness, but a key witness in this case. She is an eyewitness. But you hear a state that is apparently pursuing justice, leaving a witness who is not just a witness, but a key witness outside. They will rather call everybody else, but leave this they will rather call all other witnesses and leave a key witness. Now, that alone, it makes me wonder if here, if we are pursuing justice or we are protecting certain individual allegedly, right? It makes me wonder, because if you and I were in a certain area and we saw how a certain, let's say for instance, this trending thing of cash in transit, right, heist. So if we have seen the people that did that, and if we have, if we can point them out and all the stuff, definitely, I'm telling you, when those guys get arrested, they will get arrested because of us helping the state, right? And also when they appear before court, chances are we will be there to testify against them. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So in this case, instead of utilizing that, instead of making sure that everybody that saw how Senzo Meyiwa died is there to testify, but guess what? Those people are not there. And I doubt the mother of Kelly Khumalo will be there as well. I honestly doubt. And that poses some serious questions to me to say, wait a minute, is this whole thing really about justice, or it's about protecting certain individuals? Because you can't say it is in the interest of justice not to call these two people. I will argue that all day long. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a law expert whatsoever, but I will argue that these two people are the first priority in terms of witnesses that needs to come and look and testify. But these two witnesses, Kelly Khumalo and her mother, Uma Khumalo, they have been left outside in this whole thing. They are not going to testify. The question is why? Is this in the interest of justice? I really don't believe so, but I understand that you've got your own opinion about it. I think, guys, what I want to do now, or the angle that I want to cover, I want to look at this, and I want to call certain people as well to answer this, to say, wait a minute. So if the state is supposed to represent the public interest, but they are not representing the public interest, and then you've got the defense that are representing the public interest, how do they balance things in this whole thing? How do you balance things in terms of the financial muscle and the resources? Let's just say the resources at large. And the reason I'm saying that is because you will remember that when the state provided provided the defense with their bank statement, the accused number 2, which is Mongane Ntanze, here advocate Ramasepere said that he had a problem simply because he could not. His problem was that he couldn't, what's the word? He does not have financial muscle to call a chartered accountant, right? So do you see how difficult it is to be on the side of the defense? It's just a complicated situation. I don't know if you see what I'm saying, but it doesn't give me peace. In fact, it worries me a lot to say what is actually going on here. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of mischievous things that are going on here that we as the public, we are not paying attention to. We just need to pay a little bit more attention to what is currently going on. Having said all of this, guys, you and I, we will meet in the next video, but until then, please take care.